Hey, Dan here, and in this video we're going to get into some advice for INFP relationships, and I'm going to share tips for personal and business relationships. This applies to both, and it's something that's going to make a really big difference in how you connect with those around you and how those around you can understand you and therefore make your life a lot easier. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name is Dan. I'm the author of way too many books, the creator of ENFP Unleashed and The Free Freelancer, and the mission here at Dreams Around the World is to help you become the best version of yourself, all while creating the most awesome life possible for you and those you love. Now, as an INFP, you have so many cool things about you. I personally am an ENFP. We connect on a lot of levels. We have a lot of similarities, and I work with a lot of INFPs. And when you are given the opportunity to use your creativity and to be yourself, there is so much you can accomplish and so much you can do. But sometimes, because you are such a rare type, it can become easy to get pulled into other people's way of doing things, to think that you have to conform or be like other people, and this is where things can start to go wrong. One thing that INFPs who succeed and are generally happier do is accept themselves, is come to grips with, this is who I am, the good and the bad. And in accepting yourself, you're able to adjust your life based on who you are and based on what will energize you, what will drain you, and what will overall allow you to be more successful, whatever successful is for you. Let me give you an example. Being out with people can be a completely different experience depending on your type, right? There's certain types that can be out with people all day, every day, 7 days a week, and that is what packs them full of energy. There's people like myself, ENFPs, where I need to be around people. Sometimes it energizes me, it excites me, it's fun, but I also need some alone time. And then there's other types like INFPs where you do like people, you like connecting, you have a great sense of empathy, but you also need a lot of time alone to recharge. And sometimes this can create conflicts because you could be meeting up with a group of friends who are more extroverted types, and they have a 6, 7, 8 hour day plan together, and after a couple hours you are drained and you want to be alone. Now, if you are open with your friends and your friends get to know who you really are, and they'll realize, hey, this person, like, they need some time alone, they're going home, it's nothing to do with us, it's just who they are. Cool, we'll see you again in a few days. But if you sort of hide it because you're trying to be like your friends, one of two things will happen. You'll stay out longer than you probably should with everyone and end up exhausted at the end of it and totally drained. Or you'll make up some excuse to leave or just kind of go, and people might interpret that as rude. They might think that you're leaving after a couple hours because you don't like their company or you have other plans or something like that, which is, of course, totally not the case. So as you may already know if you're a subscriber here, honesty is the best policy. Being honest with yourself about who you are and being honest with your friends, colleagues, or partner about who you are and what your needs are. Continuing with this theme, it's really important just to understand, and this is something that I have to work at a lot as well as an ENFP, is other people don't have a crystal ball. Maybe the technology will come at some point for mind reading, but it is not here yet. And you have such a complex inner world. There's so much going on for you inside. And sometimes we can fall into the trap of assuming our experience is what not only other people's experience might be similar, when sometimes it's completely different, but we might assume that someone who loves us, who cares about us, who's in our lives, should know what we're feeling or what we're thinking. And this is a dangerous road to go down because that often won't be the case. And that's the start of many disagreements, many fights, is we assume someone knows what we're thinking, and maybe someone else, because we don't actually tell them what we're thinking or what we're feeling, they have to make assumptions about that, and they get it a bit wrong, and we think they have it a bit wrong another way, and then suddenly things go to hell because there's just terrible miscommunication. And it can be tough to open up and to actually share maybe your vulnerabilities or how you're feeling or what you're thinking, because it can risk rejection, it can risk some kind of confrontation. And again, it's just being vulnerable with other people, which isn't always the easiest thing to do. But if you do that, you create the opportunity for other people to actually understand what you're going through and make adjustments to their behavior, to their communication, to their actions to connect with you in a lot better way and maybe change how things go to make it easier for you. In the workplace, if you always go along with what your boss or colleagues expect of you, and you don't ever push back and say, hey, actually, this is what works best for me. I don't really work well that way. I need things to be this way a bit more. If you never give that pushback, then how do you expect them to know that that's what you need? And you basically will just create an environment that does not support you by going along with other people's assumptions. So you've got to change the belief that other people will know what's going on for you and practice communicating what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and what you actually want. And if you do that, you'll find that people are a lot more understanding and empathetic, or at least sympathetic, whether or not they understand you, than you would ever expect. And once you understand yourself and express to other people, what you're going through and what you need, you'll be really surprised by what you end up getting, and that's a great start to having a lot healthier relationships, having more fulfilling relationships, and just generally life going a lot smoother and things being easier. If the people you have relationships with understand you really well, then things are going to go a lot better and you're going to burn a lot less calories, a lot less mental power dealing with conflict and communication issues than you would if you sort of lived just on your inside and assumed people either wouldn't accept you if you were to share who you really are or what you're really going through, or if you just assume that other people really understand who you are and what you're going through and then don't actually communicate that with them. So on that really rough, fumbly end of a video, thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I publish new videos every week about personality type, working for yourself, travel, and all kinds of good psychology stuff. Thanks again for watching. Catch you in the next video soon.